Okay, I'm here now with Ronnie Allen, the chairman of the Welsh Billiards and Snooker Association. And Ronnie, you've said for the last few years now that the main purpose of the primary purpose of the Welsh Amateur Association is to help the development of Welsh people to get into the professional game. We have had quite a good year in that respect, particularly with regards to the progress Dwayne Jones has made.
Yes, that's right, we have. And of course we've got new talent coming along this year as well. Jackson Page has now got a card for the next 2 years, and we've got 2 or 3 others who are coming through. Hopefully they'll get cards as well.
And we're in for an interesting Q school in the next few weeks, aren't we?
We have about 12, I think, Welsh players who are playing in the Q school, and I'm hoping that 1 or 2 of those will qualify and have a good event.
That's good. And in international amateur tournaments at both IBSF and EBSA levels, haven't quite hit the heights of last year, but we've still made good progress in Wales.
We certainly have, yes. We've had a couple of finalists and a couple of semi-finalists, and we're certainly punching above our weight as far as the international scene is concerned.
You and I spoke around about this time last year. You had some quite ambitious plans for an academy in Wales, something to go alongside, say, the South West Snooker Academy in Gloucester and the 2 academies in Sheffield. Has any progress been made with that?
There hasn't been any definite progress made. I am having talked with 1 or 2 people, but they're very early stages, and as you know, these things cost a lot of money. It's something that we would hope to do, or I would hope to do, but whether it will materialise in the near future or the far future is down to the sponsors.
Yeah. So what you're really saying then is that the search for a sponsor for this proposed academy does continue?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
I look at the state of where Welsh snooker is, and obviously, as we've just alluded to, there's a lot of optimism about, and there are great causes for optimism, but there are some matters for concern that I, as a reporter, have seen, for example, lower entry levels for some of the junior tournaments and various other tournaments run by Welsh snooker. Is this something that's concerning you at the moment?
Yes. Obviously, the juniors coming into the game are the future of the game, and unless we actually encourage them and develop new talent, then we're not going to have any talent in the future going forward. I know we're not the only association or indeed sport that is struggling in that regard. There seems to be less juniors coming out and trying different sports. What we're trying to do is take some star tables that we have from WBBSA, and we're putting those into schools and also youth centres. We've had a couple of promotions in Llanelli Shopping Centre, trying to encourage youngsters to come and try the game of snooker and hopefully take it up.
And how much of this is societal changes with so many more attractions in modern society with social media and so forth? And how much of it do you think is there are so many parts of Wales now where very sadly there isn't a local club nearby?
That's very true. There's only a lot of clubs have closed down. We have had 1 club in Swansea that's opened up with 7 tables. We're hoping that there will be more, but obviously that's down to logistics and whether people can get the planning permission to put this club in. Certainly we're hoping that will take place.
There's a slight elephant in the room that hasn't been discussed before. I covered the English amateur finals last year, and I was taken aback by the number of younger officials coming through. Mark Tebbett, Mark Davis, and young Stephen Hughes, who's only 16. They're all qualifying as referees around about now. Here in Wales, we've got some absolutely fabulous officials, but they're in their senior years for the most part. Are you concerned that there aren't any younger officials coming through or volunteering to help out?
Yes, that's something else that we're trying to put our minds to. Again, with the interest in schools, it's not only getting them to play, it's also showing them that they can referee. We are aware in Wales that particularly our referees that we have, as you say, they're good, but they are getting on in years, and we do need fresh faces and fresh blood to come in and assist them and learn from them before the experience disappears.
I have a tremendous respect for referees because I know how much concentration is needed and so forth. How do people get involved in the first place? Because obviously it's something you learn, and you learn through experience, and you learn through learning from others. If someone's watching this now and would be interested in becoming a referee or an official, how do they go about it?
Firstly, contact us as a Welsh Association, particularly if they want to do referee in Wales, and we will then organise refereeing course for them within the local locality that they're in. Obviously, they may have to travel a little distance depending on how many people and where the actual seminar or coaching is going to be held.
I'm noticing as I cover my work for Snooker Scene magazine that ladies snooker is on a particular high at the moment. Globally, we're seeing far more century breaks than we did even a few years ago. I think it's quite disappointing that in Welsh snooker, I don't think I've ever covered a Welsh ladies tournament or written a woman's name from a tournament set up in Wales in the 8 years I've been working for Snooker Scene. What measures are you taking to get girls and women involved in snooker in Wales?
We do have Laura Evans now, who is on our committee, and she is representing Wales in most of the ladies' professional tournaments. But obviously we want to encourage more ladies, and that's another reason why we're going to schools, trying to get the girls playing snooker as well as the boys.
Yeah. And I take my hat off to what Laura Evans has achieved, but when we actually look at Welsh ranking tournaments, there are no women's names in there at the moment, are there?
There aren't, no. There are several ladies who are playing, but obviously they don't consider that they're good enough to play on the international stage, although that's probably wrong. But also they usually have commitments with family and don't have the time to go and play in these tournaments.
Yeah. And of course, I'm sure you'd also welcome potential female officials, the way the game is nowadays.
Yes, that's right. I mean, if you look internationally and with the WPBSA, they have a lot of lady referees coming along, and they're doing a very good job. And if we can encourage that in Wales as well, then so be it.
So if people want to get involved, how do they get in touch with you?
Again, if they go to the Welsh website, www.welshsnooker.com, and they'll find contact details on there where they can send us messages and ask for the information that they want.